Right now this morning, a new ear hole device is helping make a prolonged and painful operation soon be a thing of the past. And later, we'll have an Unchained melody with the hound dog himself as some of the performers of the upcoming Elvis Explosion event at La Crosse Center visit.
Plus, we have cooler conditions today. It's knocked down our temperature some 10 degrees or so. And then the potential for frost coming as we go into Saturday. I'll have all this coming up for you in your QuickCast in just a bit.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
Is it called an ear hole? I felt kind of weird saying that.
I
Would you call it an ear hole?
Can you say it again, please?
I'm done. Never
please.
saying that again. Okay, so weather-wise, a cool down is coming, right?
I am not an ear hole.
I'm doing a hard transition. I know you're not, Art. I would never call you that.
That's nice.
Depending on your forecast, actually. Let's see what you got for us.
Let's see. Let's put a little bit of a frostbite on our forecast today. Let's get into it real quick. Yeah, the cooler conditions will continue today, and of course we have a 30% chance of rainfall. Can't forget about that. That's mostly going to be putting a heavier set of rainfall to our east, so folks out there will probably pick up a little bit more. So right now the radar's quiet for you currently, and we get into the school bus forecast for Eau Claire. You're looking at 53 degrees to start your early morning, and then 65 degrees once you go into the afternoon for your high today. In fact, you're also going to be seeing that you're at least partly becoming mostly cloudy skies to finish your day. We'll go right into La Crosse, starting the opposite direction, going mostly cloudy, 56 degrees at 7 a.m. Then you've got the chilly conditions. We'll lose some of the cloud cover for noon, 65 degrees for you during the day. Yeah, still chilly, but by the 3 o'clock hour, you're at 67 degrees with a 40% chance of rainfall forecast. In fact, you may even catch a little bit of some of that going into the noon hour as well. All right, so as we go into it Saturday, we're going to be a little bit cooler, as I've mentioned, but Sunday we've got a warm up, and when I come back, I'll give you a little bit of a peek as to how that all plays out. Please stick around.
We'll see you then, Art. Thank you. In Westby yesterday, President Biden announced $7.3 billion in funding to go to rural electric co-ops across the country. One of those is Dairyland Power Cooperative. That money will help Dairyland and other co-ops build clean energy infrastructure, which President Biden says will significantly reduce pollution.
Because of our historic actions, we're going to reduce by 43 million tons greenhouse gas pollution every single year.
Dairyland says not only will the funding help them reach their goal of reducing greenhouse gas emission, it'll also help reduce prices.
What this program allows us to do is it's really moving us from a walk to a run. Without this grant, we would be unable to do it as big and as fast without this assistance.
Dairyland says it'll use the funding to develop projects totaling 1,080 megawatts. They estimate that'll lower rates by 42% over the next 10 years. The president's visit stirred excitement in the small city of under 2,500 people. While many residents say they don't support Biden or Harris, most agree having the president in their backyard is a big deal. Lori Feller, who retired from Vernon Electric 2 years ago, says she wishes she'd stayed on a bit longer to witness the presidential visit.
Maybe for just this day, but retirement is awesome. Yeah, part of me wishes that I was over there, but it's fine.
Well, President Biden is the first sitting president to visit Westby. He's not the first to pass through. George W. Bush drove through Westby while campaigning for his brother Jeb during the 2016 bid for the presidency. Not everyone welcomed the president's visit. Wisconsin GOP Chairman Brian Schimming issued a statement saying, quote, Joe Biden's return to Wisconsin is the comeback tour no one wanted. This visit is not a celebration, but a somber reminder that a vote for Harris and Walz this November is a vote for another 4 years of Joe Biden, end quote. Congressman Derek Van Orden and Senate candidate Eric Hovde also teaming up to talk economics with farmers in Melrose. Both believe Bidenomics have negative impacts on American farmers, specifically what they call excessive regulations.
Input costs, as Derek said, are rising. The regulatory structure. Every single farm that we both go to, they always talk about the excessive amount of regulation.
Van Orden urges passing the farm bill before the current one expires this month. Democrats oppose the House's version's proposed cuts to food assistance programs. Meanwhile, Hunter Biden has pleaded guilty to 9 federal tax charges. In court in California, he admitted to failing to pay $1.4 million in taxes and conducting a tax evasion scheme. The president's son could face up to 17 years in federal prison. This morning, the 14-year-old suspect in that tragic Georgia high school shooting is set to make his first court appearance. Yesterday, Georgia police said his father has also been arrested in connection to the crimes. Jared Hill has the latest.
Authorities have arrested the father of the 14-year-old accused of killing 4 people at Appalachia High School. Colin Gray is being charged with second-degree murder, as well as multiple counts of involuntary manslaughter and cruelty to children.
These charges stem from Mr. Gray knowingly allowing his son, Colt, to possess a weapon.
Investigators say the 54-year-old bought the AR-style gun used in the shooting as a gift for his son, Colt. The teen has been charged as an adult.
You never think something like this would ever happen.
Now the community is coming together to heal and mourn the loss of 2 14-year-old freshmen, Christian Angulo and Mason Schermerhorn, 53-year-old algebra teacher Christina Irami, and 39-year-old football coach Richard Aspinwall.
I wish it was all just a dream. I mean, me and my team, me and my friends, we could all just wake up.
According to an incident report from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, they interviewed the suspect and his father last year regarding anonymous posts threatening another school on the online platform Discord. At the time, the suspect denied making the threats, and deputies determined there was not enough probable cause to make an arrest.
Yesterday, the Jackson County Sheriff told a reporter she did not believe it was a missed opportunity that her office didn't arrest the suspect last year. Happening today, a New York judge will decide whether to delay Donald Trump's sentencing in his hush money case. Trump's lawyers want to postpone it from September 18th until after Election Day. Trump faces 34 charges related to payments made to Stormy Daniels. 26 ATV/UTV riders died on Wisconsin routes this year. The Wisconsin DNR releasing those numbers yesterday. 5 of the 26 deaths happened just within the past 2 weeks. The report also shows 69% of ATV/UTV crashes happened on public roads and trail systems.
Helmets, seatbelts, sober operation, observing stop signs, speed limits, and passenger occupancy. All these actions are easy to do.
Dombrowski says to expect more DNR wardens and local patrol officers on routes and trails this weekend as they kick off the Think Smart Before You Start safety campaign. La Crosse's parks director is requesting $270,000 for marsh cleanup and security as the city grapples with homelessness in public spaces. Staff recently removed 44 tons of garbage from the La Crosse River marsh. Parks director Jay Odegaard calls it a no-win situation, with costs exceeding his budget. The city expanded its camping ban to all city-owned property this summer.
You know, our work won't be done here. There's going to be other encampments, and we'll continue to address it. However, none of that is, built into our operating budget. We're faced with doing our job, yet trying to be compassionate at the same time, and we oftentimes find it very difficult to not get faulted either way we go.
The funding request also aims to expand security at Cameron and Burns parks on weekdays. It would add 2 guards to monitor these parks from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday.
We had a approved security contract, but when it was approved, we didn't really have a funding source for it. So part of that is this. If the funding request is not approved, then we will be not doing the security in the parks.
If approved, that security schedule would be in place through the end of this year. Get ready for an exciting weekend of events in the Coulee region and Chippewa Valley. Embrace your pride this weekend at Riverside's Pride in the Park. Jam out to the live music, check out the drag show, food trucks, the kids zone, and don't forget to support the local artists. Rock out tomorrow in Winona for the ultimate outdoor glam rock concert featuring The Hype. Check out the epic 80s tribute to Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, and Aerosmith. And grab some lunch or dinner today in Eau Claire for Food Truck Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Check out the 11 featured food trucks from Nini's Tacos to Holy Donuts. There is something for everyone. The time now is 6:09. Still ahead on your morning news, Las Vegas has secured land for a new art museum. Over a quarter, marketers plan to decrease their spending on X, and betting on sports is now live and legal in 38 states.
It's summertime, but some people are already thinking about the holidays and shopping for gifts. I'm Michael George with why an early start could give you an advantage.
For now, we're setting you to break with something to put the good in your morning. New research shining a light on the solar system's largest moon. The study published in the journal Scientific says a major asteroid may have crashed into Jupiter's Ganymede roughly 4 billion years ago, causing its axis to shift. Some astronomers say that's why there's a pattern of concentric circles on its surface. The new find comes as the European Space Agency's Jupiter Ice Moons Explorer is on track to reach Jupiter's solar system by 2031. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with Porkopolis. Porkopolis, yep, that is what Cincinnati, Ohio is called, according to my producer, Andrew. Good morning there. Stay with us. Your consumer news is after the break.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Fresh ground chuck, $3.98 a pound. Hy-Vee potato chips, just 99 cents. And Coke 6-pack bottles, just $2.98. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
More lies from Donald Trump. The truth? On Kamala Harris's watch, violent crime went down. Her record as district attorney and attorney general? Locking up child abusers, online predators, and violent offenders, and shutting down international drug cartels. Under Donald Trump, a violent crime wave, and Trump ordered MAGA extremists to kill the bipartisan border security bill. Trump just talks tough. Kamala Harris is tough.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Whatever you were thinking, think bigger. It's the King Furniture Labor Day sale. Bigger selection and bigger discounts. Get up to 60% off the biggest names in furniture and 0% financing. Whoa, now that's big. Shop our huge inventory of in-stock furniture and have it in your home quick with free delivery. You won't want to miss this. It's the Labor Day sale going on now at King Furniture.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down at the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Fresh ground chuck, $3.98 a pound. Hy-Vee potato chips, just 99 cents. And Coke 6-pack bottles, just $2.98. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
And take a deep breath and say, happy Friday to you, man. This is the longest short week we've ever experienced. We were just talking about that here today. And Saturday, it's going to feel like fall, but you won't get the colors out of it, but you are sure most definitely going to get the chill. Let's take a gander at what I've got going on for you here as we roll into it. You know what? So I had to go reboot my computer, and so we're looking at, there we go, better opportunity here for you. 50s widespread for you, 49 in Black River Falls. We have a whole lot of fog out there, and I'll show you that in just a second. But take a look at this, 24-hour temperature change. Yeah, 12 degrees cooler in Eau Claire, 10 degrees cooler in La Crosse. 6 degrees cooler as you get into Prairie du Chien. Man, it's going to be cold. You can see what's happening here. Frost freeze alerts already in place north of Ladysmith, well out of our area, but it's getting closer, my friends, getting closer. Current visibility right now, you're looking at some patchy fog up by Ladysmith, some patchy to dense fog as you get closer to areas right by Boscobel, going into Voguefield as well. We'll see at least some patchy fog edging closer to Sparta, and that's getting closer to us. Look at this widespread fog and low cloud activity. We're going to see some potential for dense fog going to our area once we get in the 10 o'clock hour for La Crosse, and then eventually Arcadia is going to be getting that as well, Arcadia, excuse me, and then eventually we're going to peel this back as we go into the 9 o'clock hour. By 10 o'clock we should be out of the fog, but we're going to still be in the chill. Take a look here. We have some rainfall potential as well, up to about 30% chance for you finishing out going into at least through Marshfield, right back down. We should get some rainfall possibly by the noon hour, possibly again by the 3 o'clock hour as well for us, and that will continue on and we'll be done by the time we get into the 6 o'clock hour. I'll have more about this coming up for you in just a bit, so please just stay with us.
In your consumer news this morning, the city of Las Vegas takes a big step toward opening a new art museum. The 90,000 square foot building would include 3 exhibition spaces with other features like a gift shop, a theater, and a cafe. The projected cost for the museum is $150 million. The current timeline has construction starting in March of 2027 with the goal of being open by 2028. Market research firm Kantar found over a quarter of marketers plan to decrease their spending on the social media platform X in 2025. They say extreme content could damage their brands. The move would be the biggest pullback ever recorded on any major global ad platform. Of those surveyed, only 4% said ads on X provide brand safety, meaning their ads wouldn't appear with extreme content. Are you ready for some football? Betting on sports is now live and legal in 38 states and Washington, D.C. Not Wisconsin, though. Ask my husband about that one. The American Gaming Association announced its first ever legal wagering estimate for the NFL season. AGA predicts Americans will bet a record amount on legal sportsbooks this season, $35 billion. That is a 30% increase from last season. And Christmas, more than 100 days away. Art has that countdown for us, but millions of Americans are already buying gifts and looking for deals. Michael George has the results of a new study.
At the Christmas Cottage in Manhattan, the holiday shopping season is underway. Catherine Mason, visiting from Virginia, bought something for herself.
I absolutely had to walk in here as soon as I saw it, and I was like, I have to get an ornament for New York City.
Becky Fellenzer is looking for potential presents.
September, you're not buying things for Christmas already, are you?
I actually was going to buy 2 gifts in there for my girlfriends. Wow. Yeah.
And she has plenty of company. A survey from Bankrate finds 12% of Americans are buying gifts this month, and another 13% already made purchases in August. Starting holiday shopping early does provide one major advantage: more time to find deals.
It does feel like the holiday season starts earlier every year.
Ted Rossman from the personal finance site Bankrate says about 1 in 4 people will begin buying in October, and there should be plenty of bargains.
That's when we start to see the Black Friday kind of pricing. Things like Amazon Prime Big Deal Days, Target Circle Week, Walmart's Holiday Kickoff.
Rossman says right now is a great time to get a budget together and to start setting money aside.
You don't want to wait and just load it all up on the credit card and hope to pay for it later, because that's how you get into debt.
The Bankrate survey found shoppers will be strategic. About 1 in 3 say inflation is changing the way they shop.
Everything's more expensive, so you gotta try and save and budget the best you can.
And for many, that budget is tightening. 76% of Americans say they expect to spend the same or less than last year.
That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:19. Let's check in with Art for a look at today's forecast. Art, Jeremy Wall actually told me he already had all of his Christmas shopping done.
What?
Yeah.
What's up with that? Why would you do that? There may be some better deals on the way, right? But I guess it's brilliant because maybe you do get it cheaper. Who knows? I don't buy presents anymore. Bah humbug. Let's just put it that way. Hey, we've got about 1/10 of an inch or less, maybe 1/4 of an inch in some cases. Most of this rainfall we're anticipating is more to our east. And today we've got the cooler conditions coming in. Again, we're chilly. We're at least, say, about 6 to about 12 degrees cooler than we were 24 hours ago. And that chill is going to stay with us going into Saturday morning, where it's going to feel like it's in possibly the upper 20s to around the low 30s on your skin. That's just feeling how that all feels like again. So it's going to be temperatures mostly in the 30s and 40s for you tomorrow. Bear that in mind. So it's going to be pretty chilly all the way into Sunday morning. The night gets out of the way. We start to warm you back up, picking up some mild coming into the picture, warming up. That big old ridge starts to pick up, pushes all the way up into Canada, and that heat starts to intensify. We'll find ourselves getting into some 80s to finish out next week. How about that, though? We'll go into today. You're looking at some 60s widespread. And we've got that chance of rain for, as I mentioned, you already saw how much we're not getting today, right? And then we get into Saturday, you're holding on to at least some 60s. Still cool out there for the day, and then we'll hold on to that widespread 60s, maybe to around 70 degrees. This is what I'm talking about. This is the feels like tracker on your skin. This is how cold it will feel on your skin as we get into the 7 o'clock hour in the morning. For tomorrow, you're looking, it's going to feel like it's near freezing. How about that, though? And of course, we have those freeze alerts that are all the way north of Ladysmith. Here's a look at your forecast going into the next 3 days, and of course, a warm-up's on the way once we get into Sunday, and away we go. 69 today, 70 tomorrow. We'll get into the sunshine to finish out. Drier conditions will ensue, picking up at least into Monday, about 83 degrees. We begin to bump it up to the middle 80s by the time we get into Tuesday. Wednesday, rain chances not so much, but we could see a 10% chance by the time we get into Thursday, and then by Friday, you're looking at temperatures bumping down a degree or two, back down to 84 degrees. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Art. The time now is 6:21. Still ahead on your morning news. A new device is changing the game for toddlers with ear infections. Find out how one young boy's procedure took just minutes without anesthesia, allowing him to get back on the playground faster than ever.
Coming up in the Blitz, teams looking to get off to a strong start early in their season on the volleyball court and football field. Highlights from last night's action in just a moment.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Arby's is full of choices. Quick, you can get your favorite stuff 3 for $5. Incredible value for a limited time. Reach in and eat whatever you grab. Arby's, we have the meats.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you can always find the best brands at the best prices. But for a limited time only, we're offering our lowest prices of the year throughout the store. Like 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand wild bird food. Rewards members get 2 for $12. Men's work and sport pocket tees, $10.99 each. Save $100 on this Rhino see-through hunting blind and get a free $20 gift card with every $100 spent on Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food and treats. Don't miss your chance to get our lowest prices of the year, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
The top-notch teacher is really important to our organization. You know, our family's been giving back, and our team for 5 generations, over 100 years, because our mission statement is to keep people moving. And as I think about the greater La Crosse region, our teachers is what keeps our kids moving, what keeps our community moving. And so it really aligns well with what we're about at Dahl Automotive, giving back. Our teachers are just so important, so if we can support them in any way, then that makes a big difference.
I don't need much. just the chance to work hard and take care of my family. But Biden, Harris, and the Washington Democrats have made that tough. Inflation is crushing us. Go to the parts store, the grocery store, the gas station. You feel it everywhere. And what has Tammy Baldwin done? Not a damn thing. She's been right there with them, raising taxes, spending more, backing Biden, Harris, hurting Wisconsin.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
Friday Night Frenzy, tonight at 10.
The Blitz. Waniwak Center finished last season on top of the Division IV volleyball world as they took home their first ever state title. Now, if they want to get back to state, they need to meet all challengers. Some new signage on the walls as fans are pumped to welcome back their Wolves. First set, Waniwak Center can't get it over the net, but Bella Lemoyne is going to catch the defense napping. Wolves down by 2. Later, a pass in the front row sets up Brooklyn Bolton for the spike over the wall. Wolves keeping this one close, and the fans are loving it. Visitors coming up strong in the first set. Hannah Hunkins scoring from the front row. Cardinals take set 1, 25-20. Second set now, Wolves come out firing. Lemoyne in the front row, sending the ball into the empty space for the point. Waniwak Center takes the last 3 sets as they go on to win 3-1. Defending Scenic Bluffs champs opening up their new gym, hosting New Lisbon. Set point in the second set, Royals Annika Wolpott scoring off the serve. We're all tied at 1 set apiece. We jump to the third set now. New Lisbon's Aria Reyes on the front row. No need for anything fancy right there for the point. Panthers keeping their offense going. Coming up here, Kylie Rick in the front row, spike with authority. Later off the serve, Royals Bria Gruen is going to need no help. Panthers start to build a big lead. Royal picking up where they left off with a 3-1 win. Central and Aquinas facing off with some MVC action. A couple teams off to some good starts, looking to keep it going. Central outside hitter Sierra Freed starting the home team off strong with a big-time swing for the point. But Aquinas would fight back. Sammy Davis is going to sky for this kill right here. And then coming up, Addison 4 with the back scratcher, putting some oomph behind that one. Teammates in student section loving it. And these are some really great sets to start. Aquinas would win the first 2 by just a combined 5 points. They then pull away in the last one for the sweep of the Riverhawks. And some football. Saginaw Valley State visiting Winona State last night for each team's first game of the season. Warriors down 14-0 in the first quarter until Cole Strenstrom finds Sylvere Campbell on the outside, and Campbell breaks the tackle. He's got nothing but green open field in front of him. That slices the home side deficit in half. Early in the second quarter, the Cardinals would tack on a field goal, but the WSU offense was moving on the ensuing possession. Jim Curtin takes it inside the red zone, and then Tyrone Hendred is going to get lost in the sauce in there for a second, but bounces it outside, cruising into the end zone to tack on another score. But the Winona State defense just could not stop Saginaw Valley State last night. Michael Jamerson runs it in from the 1, and the visitors go on to take this one 38-14. And a lot more football tonight with the Packers in the Friday Night Frenzy. I can't wait. Another for the Blitz, so we'll see you tonight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that? He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue. Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love. As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Really ruined everything. I should have done something sooner.
Everybody hopes that this won't be a big problem. Unfortunately, basement water, it always gets worse.
Don't worry. We got this.
Great. Well, let's stop it from getting in.
The effects of water can be surprising, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. And now receive no interest on any repairs if paid in full in 24 months. Call or go online today.
Action! Get up to 60% off list prices on hundreds of items at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Hurry, it's the final days. Just $3.95 to shake up your living room with a fresh new look. Get this power recliner for a steal, an upholster bed in 2 colors, or a super padded, family-friendly reclining sectional. And of course, totally free doorstep shipping with no minimum.
Up to 60% off at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
When it comes to your business, off is not an option. Off means time and money lost. To move forward and grow, you need to be on time, on budget, so you can come out on top. Batteries Plus has the national scale to fulfill all your battery and power needs, and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business. Visit one of our 700+ stores today.
Gas, groceries, school supplies, everything costs more. Eggs are almost twice as much as they were 4 years ago. Biden, Harris, and the Democrats keep telling us things are better. They aren't better. And Tammy Baldwin is making it worse. Raising taxes, running up debt, voting for spending that's driving inflation. 25 years in Washington and she's done nothing. It's time for a change.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
In your morning medical news, e-cigarette use among teens is at its lowest level in a decade. That's according to new federal data that shows about 1.6 million students in grades 6 through 12 reported currently using e-cigarettes. That's an almost 25% drop from the previous year. About 1 million children need ear tube surgery because of frequent ear infections and other problems every year. About a third require more than one set of tubes. Typically, the procedure requires an operating room and anesthesia, but a new FDA-cleared device called the Hummingbird is making the procedure faster. CBS's Kelly Worthman explains.
Busy. Can you climb through the rope? Go on, climb through.
Little Bryson is a big fan of the playground.
Can't sit still, typical 1.5-year-old.
And like most toddlers, he's also had a few ear infections.
Before he turned 1, he had his first ear infection, and we didn't really think much of it because he got over it really quickly. And then we started daycare in February of this year, and that is when they were just nonstop.
That meant it was time for Bryson to get ear tubes.
And the plan was for June.
Typically, ear tube procedures happen in an operating room under general anesthesia. But just before Bryson scheduled surgery, his mom learned of a new device that wouldn't require her son to go under.
I was able to be right next to him, which was the best part because going into the operating room, parents don't get to go back there.
Dr. Gregory Allen of Children's Hospital Colorado did Bryson's ear tube procedure using the device called the Hummingbird.
That allows us to make the hole in the eardrum and to place the tube all at one time.
It's almost like a piercing gun, he says. Using a localized anesthetic on the eardrum, the Hummingbird device allows doctors to quickly place the tubes in just a matter of minutes.
And because it's very quick and the device makes it very safe to do in young children, we can do it in the office with minimal discomfort.
The entire procedure lasted maybe 3 to 4 minutes. And as soon as he was unwrapped and in my arms, he was fine.
Since Bryson got his ear tubes earlier this summer, his mom says he's been ear infection free.
It was a great experience.
And back to loving life on the playground.
Most insurance will cover the in-office visit, but that depends on your insurance, of course. Not all kids are candidates for the Hummingbird. Doctors say 18 months or younger is typically best, but consult with your doctor. Happening today, the Starliner spacecraft is expected to come home tonight if the weather permits. The craft will be on its own, though, as NASA advised against the astronauts on it, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, from returning home. Those two, they have to stay in space until February now. NASA says today's expected undocking of the Starliner won't be in vain because the return trip will still provide them with some vital information. Some best-selling books are inspiring new entertainment for moviegoers and streamers, including Apple TV's hit series Pachinko, based on the 2017 novel by Min Jin Lee. Also streaming, the Netflix adaptation of Holly Jackson's young adult mystery novel A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And coming this fall, The Wild Robot, based on the children's book by Peter Brown, which hits theaters September 27th.
I'm not a TV critic, I'm just a normal watcher, but I think you get a lot, but you get a lot more background when you're reading the book. It's sort of like, imagine it like bonus content.
Netflix's The Perfect Couple is already getting major buzz with a star-studded cast that includes Nicole Kidman. An event in La Crosse is showing youth their value in the community. Together for Youth Back to School brought middle schoolers and high schoolers together to kick off the new school year. Activities were offered, and it connected students with community resources.
Two of the big protective factors that kids need right now are A, caring adults, and B, pro-social opportunities. And so today we're here to provide both of those things and really just tell kids that we care about them and we're here to support them.
The La Crosse agencies work collaboratively all year to solve problems and challenges and create more responsive programming for youth needs. The time now is 6:35. Here is News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
All right, it's a quiet morning for us right now, but you can take a look here for La Crosse, looking pretty good, still holding on to overcast conditions. In Eau Claire right now, you're probably about partly cloudy skies. You can't really see the sky there right now, but we do have a 20 to 30% chance of showers. That 20% is over by Eau Claire, 30% chance for areas right by La Crosse, and possibly up to 40% if you go a little bit more to our east. Well, Saturday we're expecting some frost to pop in, so overnight tonight it's going to get very chilly. Colder air from Canada slipping in on us, and it's going to bring that frost potential. There are already some frost warnings going on up to the north. We'll also be picking up cooler day as well. But Sunday we're looking at sunshine and temperatures bumping up. We're taking it back to the upper 70s possibly. We have current temperatures right now in the 50s widespread, getting into some middle 50s you can see here locally. If we take it into La Crosse, you're looking at that mostly cloudy skies, the partly cloudy skies getting into the picture eventually, and then continuing on with more sunshine on the way for you. So the kiddos coming back from school are going to be possibly in a 30% chance of showers. Eau Claire doing the same. You're holding on to the cloud cover, looking at least some upper 50s, popping in the picture, low to middle 60s into your forecast, and some extra sunshine to throw it at you as well. All right, so the radar, quiet right now. As we get into it, you're looking at some of that rainfall really sticking around. You're going to see it kind of falling down as we go into the 11 o'clock hour. So when I come back, I'll give you a better view of how this all plays out. Let's take a quick peek here in just a second.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
Hey, Jade is turning 8 years old today. She loves to play with her Barbies and spend time with her friends and her family.
Happy birthday, Jade. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
And that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, we are doing the Jailhouse Rock with the Hound Dog himself as some of the contestants of the 27th annual Elvis Explosion. Yeah, Art, I saw you getting your hips warmed up. Whoa. They are in studio next. Stay with us.
Eric Hovde, multimillionaire California banker, named one of Orange County's most influential residents. A glamorous lifestyle, the best parties. Hovde bragged about being in the 1%, but accused Wisconsin farmers of not working hard. Now, this California banker wants to buy a Senate seat in Wisconsin. Eric Hovde, what an arrogant, phony fraud. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Has your pet been diagnosed with a cruciate ligament injury or torn ACL? Forget the inconvenience of travel and expense to a university. Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics in Holmen specializes in knee reconstruction using the TPLO. This is a gold standard that's been used by veterinarians for over 40 years and provides the strongest fixation in ACL repair. Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics today.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
Hey folks, Ronnie Craig here, inviting you out to the 27th annual Elvis Explosion, live at the La Crosse Center, September 6, 7, and 8. Come on out, see 30 Elvis tribute artists from all over the world. Battle it out for $25,000 in cash. Tickets for this rocking weekend are available at the box office, Ticketmaster.com, or Days of Shows. That's the Elvis Explosion, September 6, 7, and 8, live at the La Crosse Center. See you there, or you ain't nothing but a hound dog.
All right, weather's opening up for us here. We're looking at cooler conditions, about 12 degrees now cooler than what we were 24 hours ago. We're going to get into the rainfall chances. About a 20% chance by Eau Claire, 30% chance we go right into La Crosse, and then picking up at least a 40% chance going east of our area. Frost is coming into the picture as well as we go overnight tonight. It's going to be really chilly out there. It's going to feel like you're in the upper 20s, possibly into the low 30s. All right, so we've got the rainfall sneaking in. You've got to see that kind of just filtering down from the north, adding clouds as it goes. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies this morning, getting into partly cloudy skies to finish the day, and then maybe a little extra sunshine to finish your afternoon. Take a look here as I get into it here. You're going to see some of this kind of popping in. Most of it's all the way over by Beaver Dam, getting into Oshkosh as well, so that'll be well to our east. Viroqua will pick up a little bit of something too as we go into the next, say, several hours here. All right, that being said, you can see most of the rainfall is well out of our way, and we're not really picking up much out of that, so it's going to be pretty much a dry day for us. Take a look up to the north. Yeah, we've got all that heat alert, the cold alerts moving in, the winter weather kind of picking up on us here. We'll go into Friday here, and you'll see there'll be a frost advisory well north of Ladysmith, and that will go into the Saturday morning with all that colder air filtering in, sticking around as you go all the way into Sunday early morning as well. So the potential for that, well, I don't think we're going to get any frost out of that because we're going to warm you up on Sunday. Eventually, we'll get into warmer conditions. Here I go, showing what I'm talking about. Chilly conditions going into tonight, going into tomorrow morning. That's where the colder air is coming in, sticking around 7 o'clock in the morning is going to probably be the chilliest part of our morning. Then you get into that chill getting out as we go right back into Sunday. Warmer air as this ridge, as I mentioned, starts to build. All that warmer air, humidity coming up from the Gulf starts to move in, and our temperatures begin to warm. We get back into the 80s once we finish out going into the weekend. Hey, your zone forecast, if they do show up here, you're going to be seeing those temperatures mostly in the chill going into the 60s widespread. We'll also see, again, not much in the way of rainfall on those graphics unless you look more to the east where you're picking up something like right there in Neillsville. And then if you get into the next 8 days, away we go, holding on to those temperatures. And we're looking at least 69 degrees today, 70 tomorrow. That chill continues all the way as we go into Sunday morning. And eventually we'll see those 80s start to roar right back into the picture after you finish out the next few days going into next week. So get out and enjoy it and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Art. Hold on to your blue suede shoes. We've got a double dose of Elvis in house this morning to tell us all about the Elvis Explosion event hitting the town this weekend. So good morning to all three of you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Hi. So let's just start off with what you can tell us about the event, where it is, what we can expect, and how we can get tickets.
Very good. It's the 27th Elvis Explosion live at the La Crosse Center this weekend, September 6, 7, and 8. We have 27 Elvis entertainers from all around the world competing for $25,000. So half of the field will go tonight, the other half will go tomorrow night, and of the top 10 of the 27 will go to the finals on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon for 25 grand. And these gentlemen were kind enough to come this early in the morning.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. Well, this gentleman is all the way from Canada and the Netherlands, but you guys go ahead.
Amsterdam. I'm from Amsterdam.
You're from Amsterdam, yeah, and you're from Quebec. Alors, un Elvis qui parle français, c'est quelque chose de nouveau, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
Okay, very cool. And some local guys too. Anyone from Wisconsin, or is it mostly kind of international?
It's not international. We have about 4 international guys there.
Okay.
Majority Chicago, Florida, Portland, Maine. Texas. I don't think we have anybody from Wisconsin. Wait, we do have Dakota Pongratz.
Okay, so
he is one local guy. Yeah.
One local guy. All right.
So
and Gary Wesley. Excuse me. Yes.
Okay. So we know why, because Elvis is pretty cool, right? But what's the deal? How did this all come about?
Well, I was an Elvis tribute artist in '91 when I lived here, and I started doing it, and I started seeing the popularity of Elvis still growing. Right. And so as I moved to Branson, Missouri, I just started to get into the MC and the producing kind of work, and then kind of took off from there. And just Elvis, I'm just driving the car. Elvis is
doing the work.
It's about Elvis is doing the work, and Elvis is still alive and well through his movies and through his records.
Yeah, very cool. So how long have you guys been doing this?
I've been doing this now for 22 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and Elvis is very big in Europe, in Holland. He's really big. The manager came from my country.
Yeah.
But it's just like the youth is searching for new music. They are searching like, and then they find Elvis. That's my job, to pay tribute, but they reminding keeping his legacy alive, and then entertain the people, and then they think, hey, we're going to find out who is this real Elvis, and that's what the job is done.
Well, so this means you actually do this at home as well?
Yeah, especially at home. Yeah, I do it all over the world.
They do it all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah. Very cool. How long have you been doing it?
Well, I was introduced to Elvis. I was a very young age with my family. And actually, I started, I was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
I was doing talent shows, high school stuff, and Christmas parties and stuff like that. I actually do it full-time now myself. It's my full-time job. Not a job, actually, but enjoying it. And the same thing is, you know, Elvis is very popular in Quebec, Canada. And I bring a lot of shows to the Quebec area, the Ontario area, and Upper New York.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
And do you guys have a favorite thing about being able to do this?
A favorite thing is just the love of Elvis. It's just the interaction. That's the same what Elvis said. The interaction of the audience. That's what they like. Then you see it in their eyes. You know, they're cheering, and the American is more enthusiastic.
Yeah.
In Holland they're more laid back.
Okay.
But you see in the eyes they like it. You know, that they have a good time.
Yeah, you bring back a lot of memories to the older generation.
Yeah.
And you see they light up, and you bring them back memories of, you know, when they first met their spouses, when they first dance and all this stuff, and you know, it brings a lot of memories back to the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first album, by the way.
Yeah, so memories already coming back. So can you buy tickets at the door, or do you recommend getting them in advance? How does that work?
Ticketmaster.com, or there are days of shows. There are plenty of seats. We're in the La Crosse Center. It's a big auditorium, but if you like Elvis, you'll love the Elvis Explosion.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And dancing, we can expect lots of dancing,
right? Oh, of course,
right?
Absolutely, yeah. From the eras of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, Elvis had a catalog of up to 700 songs.
Wow.
So you'll see all kinds of crazy costumes and, you know, different songs, different eras. So, you know, get your Elvis on, come on out this weekend.
Yeah, a lot to check out. Well, thank you all so much for being here.
Well, thank you
so much.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain.
What I really like about the Good Feet system is that
The right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment, so all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love. As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
from Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Gas, groceries, school supplies, everything costs more. Eggs are almost twice as much as they were 4 years ago. Biden, Harris, and the Democrats keep telling us things are better. They aren't better. And Tammy Baldwin is making it worse, raising taxes, running up debt, voting for spending that's driving inflation. 25 years in Washington, and she's done nothing. It's time for a change.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Our phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Download the News 8000 app today.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
Jacob Lenzendorf, News 8 Sports.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. In Westby yesterday, President Biden announced $7.3 billion in funding will be going to rural electric co-ops across the country. One of those is Dairyland Power Cooperative. That money will help Dairyland and other co-ops build clean energy infrastructure, which Biden says will significantly reduce pollution.
Because of our historic actions, we're going to reduce by 43 million tons greenhouse gas pollution every single year.
Dairyland says not only will this funding help them reach their goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions, it'll also lower prices.
What this program allows us to do is it's really moving us from a walk to a run. Without this grant, we would be unable to do it as big and as fast without this assistance.
Dairyland says it'll use the funding to develop projects totaling 1,080 megawatts. But not everyone welcomed the president's visit. Wisconsin's GOP chairman Brian Schimming issuing a statement before Biden's arrival, saying Joe Biden's return to Wisconsin is the comeback tour no one wanted. This visit is not a celebration, but a somber reminder that a vote for Harris and Walz this November is a vote for another 4 years of Joe Biden. Congressman Derek Van Orden and Senate candidate Eric Hovde also teaming up to talk economics with farmers in Melrose. Both believe Bidenomics have negative impacts on American farmers, specifically what they call excessive regulations under the current administration.
Input costs, as Derek said, are rising. The regulatory structure. Every single farm that we both go to, they always talk about the excessive amount of regulation.
Van Orden urges passing the farm bill before the current one expires this month. Democrats oppose the House version's proposed cuts to food assistance programs. Hunter Biden offered a surprise guilty plea in his tax evasion case in Los Angeles. The president's son entered an open plea. That's an offer to plead guilty and allow a judge to sentence him, admitting guilt to all 9 charges. His sentencing is scheduled for December 16th. He faces up to 17 years in prison. Happening today, a New York judge will decide whether to delay Donald Trump's sentencing in the hush money case. Trump's lawyers want to postpone it from September 18th till after Election Day. Trump faces 34 charges related to payments made to Stormy Daniels. An event in La Crosse is showing youth their value in our community. Together for Youth Back to School brought middle and high schoolers together to kick off the new year. The gathering offered activities and connected students with community resources.
Two of the big protective factors that kids need right now are A, caring adults, and B, pro-social opportunities. And so today we're here to provide both of those things and really just tell kids that we care about them and we're here to support them.
The students were treated to games like tug of war and a scavenger hunt. Get ready for an exciting weekend. Embrace your pride this weekend at Riverside's Pride in the Park. Jam out to live music, check out the drag show, food trucks, Kids Zone, and don't forget to support the local artists. Jam out tomorrow in Winona for the ultimate outdoor glam rock concert featuring The Hype. Check out the epic 80s tribute to Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, and Aerosmith. Grab some lunch or dinner today in Eau Claire for Food Truck Friday. From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., check out the 11 featured food trucks. From Nini's Tacos to Holy Donuts, there's something for everyone's tastes.
I want a donut.
Yeah.
Hey, we get into it here. It's going to be a little bit cooler today, about 12 degrees cooler expected today. And then we're also going to see temperatures widespread in the 60s and a 30% chance of rainfall will befall us this afternoon. Hey, take a look. This is how cold it's going to be about 7 o'clock on your skin. These aren't the lows. This is how it will feel on your skin. Take it into the next few days. We're picking up again. Temperature 69 to 70. The low for tomorrow will probably be about 48 degrees. And then warming up as we get into Sunday and most of next week. Much drier, by the way.
All right. The National Park Service says a secret 120-year-old chamber has been discovered near the National Mall. This 30-foot deep brick-lined cistern was found while digging up street utility lines as part of a renovation project at the Smithsonian Castle. The agency says the cistern was empty, but social media fans of the movie National Treasure were quick to suggest that officials check every brick before giving up. Whether or not there's any treasure beyond its walls is up to your imagination.
Just another brick in the wall, huh?
Yeah, I wonder what's lurking down there, Art.
Yeah, I know. Hey, that Hunter Biden court drawing was very dramatic, very Matisse-esque, right?
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't get to see it. You know, I can't see these small screens. I'll check it out. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.